wanted to train you guys on today is what is and isn't working on Instagram Reels. I kind of called it the antiviral reel formula. And basically, in short, that means that the days of hoping that a reel goes viral should be gone. Viral reels are great if they're in your niche and if you're getting followers directly for that piece of content. So everyone's kind of chasing viral. I have had reels go to 1 million people. I've had a TikTok that's sitting at 6.5 million people. I know how to create content. They are the ones that I least expected to go viral, if I'm being brutally honest, because some of them are not even in my niche. And obviously, as a business performance trainer, that's what I want to help people with business. They were just really funny menopause reels because that's part of my brand. And they did get me a lot of followers, don't get me wrong, but it didn't really convert into business training sales, if that makes sense. So that's kind of, that whole going viral thing isn't such a big thing anymore. What is working on Instagram, and I do a lot of research for you guys so you don't have to, okay? What is working is low edit reels. Sometimes you guys think that you can't possibly, and I'm talking to some of you that might be on live at the moment, you can't possibly post something because your reel isn't perfect. Low edit reels are performing. The ones that have all the fancy stuff going on aren't necessarily performing. And I know this to be a fact because I have been spending time. If you ever go to my Instagram, which is Be Your Strength, you'll see that if you scroll up and down that I tested putting text overlay for a cover, like a really fancy cover, and how did that perform? They tanked. Then I tried bringing in all of these different like motion graphics, tanked, okay? What else tanked? Using my voice, like me talking to the camera without sound, tanked. But if I use my voice and I still have a little bit of background noise, trending music and things like that, they performed better. So these are the types of things that I test, obviously for myself, but also for my clients, okay? So low edit, relatable reels are working. So my content on menopause and bringing the humor in, that's doing really, really, really well, okay? Because it's relatable, okay? People want value and they want real authenticity. They don't want fake ass bullshit. That's just how I am. You guys know that's how I speak. That's what they want. People want real, okay? So I don't want you guys to jump on and try and be something that you're not. I want you to be you. The best way to kind of start with a reel is within the first 3 seconds, you have to have a really catchy, they call it a hook, and it's a hook because it catches people's attention. If you don't catch someone's attention in the first 3 seconds of an Instagram reel, bye, okay? We know it because we watch reels, and you literally, no, unless it's something really catchy. I don't mean necessarily you need to jump at the camera, that's not what I'm saying, but something very, very catchy, a hook that's relatable. A lot of people call it pain points, and they talk about really talking to your consumers' pain points. I'm not necessarily a person that loves pain points because I don't feel like, this is my life and performance coach coming out, I don't feel like we should really try and tap into people's pain, right? I just think that that's a pretty horrible thing to do. Reframing that, basically you want to look at your product or service that you have and how can you help people with it, okay? See the difference there? That's turning the positive, turning it into a much more positive aspect. So you could do something. I was doing where was mine? I was doing a reel before. Oh, and this is kind of like for an example. And do you know what? I'd love to actually challenge all of you 2 Hats members in here to see if you can create a reel and use what I've just done as your hook. Okay, where is it? No one, where is it? No one talks about how hard it is. No one talks about how hard X, Y, Z. Right? So for example, if you are, no one talks about how hard it is to show up online when you haven't slept, when your hormones are a mess. What else can I do? No one talks about how hard it is this is a really terrible example because you can tell I know nothing about baking, but to bake a cake without flour. However, we know that there are flourless cakes, okay? You see where I'm going with this. So things that are really, really catchy. So I'd love to challenge you guys for the rest, you know, you've got all over the weekends. We have a long weekend. Try and at least, if you haven't, created one reel and start with that. No one talks about how hard it is. And you want it to be something, boom, that you're going to see your audience, your ideal niche, your target audience, that are going to be like, hey, that's a great point, okay? If you have any suggestions, drop them in the comments. And then basically what you want to do from there, it's kind of like I kind of call it like a 3-point reel. So you start with the no one talks about how hard it is to, and then you add in like a tip about it, because you still want to be seen as an expert in your field, right? So people will follow you, and then you finish with a call to action. So you have 1, 2, 3, and a call to action is like drop something if you have trouble sleeping too, okay? And then you want people to, like, you're asking people to do something. So where was mine? Okay, so no one talks about how hard it is to show up online when your hormones are a mess. You guys know I do content all around menopause, right? No one talks about how hard it is to show up online when your hormones are a mess. One simple teachable tip. So you could do something that they can do today that's going to help them there, okay? So think about that. I know a lot of people might be in the supplement field. It might be along the lines of, for the menopause side of it, for me, it could just be like I simply just jumped in an ice bath, okay, to cool my body down, and things like that, okay? So think about how you can relate it, and then leave your call to action. Drop a fire in the drop a fire emoji, or drop an ice emoji is probably what I'll do, if you love ice baths too. Something similar like that. So think 1, 2, 3. And the reels that are actually working are about 7 to 10 seconds. Instagram does allow us, obviously, I think it's 90 seconds to do our reels, or did they increase it to, if they are increasing it to 3 minutes. I haven't got it on mine yet, depends on the country. But I know definitely it's 90 seconds, to be honest. I've never really done a 90-second reel. It's just too long. People don't have the attention to sit there. It would have to be a really brilliant reel. You'd have to be talking about something that's really hooked people's attention for them to stay on for the 90 seconds, if that makes sense. So that's kind of like what's working. So I really want to challenge you guys. Don't stress about your appearance too much. Stress about the value that you can bring in that one reel. Now, I like it when we use our face, but you guys can do B-rolls, which don't even have to have your face if you're concerned about it. So that is your little bit of training tip for this week. I would love to see you guys all start creating reels on Facebook, Instagram, even on TikTok, whatever it is, and try and do something like that. No one talks about how hard it is. And you guys, when you do it, tag me. If it's on Instagram, tag me on Be Your Strength in the comments. I would love to give you some love on it as well. And if you're on Facebook, obviously tag me as Lauren Crop there. TikTok, I'm at Loz Crop as well, because I would love to give you some love. And you guys, if you want to drop it all over here into Two Hats, if you do this task, feel very welcome to drop it into this group, and then we can all love on each other's and really, really try and boost each other's profile. So if anyone has any questions with regards to reels, what's kind of trending, things like that, drop it in the comments, and you know where I am. See you guys.